I used to have a mountain bike. It was from Walmart. It was horrible. Shout out to my dad. He tried. What's going on, y'all? It's Grinding Unwind episode 54. And somebody in chat randomly asked for this person. So I hit him up because he's an incredible dude. And he's here. All right. So when he comes in a couple seconds, I'm gonna just let chat kind of roll in here. How's everybody doing? The NBA finals are today. Is anybody asking? That's Olsen Bad. Yes, you are the person, I believe. You made me call Ronnie, and then I asked him, and he said he was down. So yeah, we're fully here, and it's time. Just grinding on wine. We're gonna really, really get it, bro. It's like that. The only person I can't do that for is Eric Costin's. Probably why I hate him. Probably why. And it's deep down. I'm gonna get over it one day, and I'm gonna find him. And I'm gonna talk to him, and I'm gonna ask him, how does it feel to be one of the coolest humans alive? And then it's gonna feel great. But until that day, I'm sitting here just chilling. Home from work sick, so I appreciate the help out of it. Man, you know what? What happened to being sick? I don't want to get too crazy into it. Doesn't seem like anybody's getting sick anymore. Just saying. James Marshall, do you agree? Olsen Bad, you agree? Tatiana, you agree? Danilo, ain't nobody getting sick like that. I mean, you sick right now, but it's like everybody was getting sick. Now, if you went outside for too many hours, all right, that's enough of that. I sound like one of those insane people. Yeah. Anyways, what am I doing? Hold on, what's going on here? Don't hit me up. Don't hit me up. Nobody bother me. I'm streaming. What are you guys doing? Oh my God, I had the worst allergies like 2 weeks ago, or a week ago on Sharif's episode. Oh my goodness. The allergies like bing, 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 beating me up. Pause. What's going on? I forgot. The best producer in the world, bro. I need one of your beats to be like the intro music for this, bro. I need that. You need to just start making an intro beat. I need you to just like, I need to make like you need to be like my alchemist. I'm going to come back from rapping. Should see you on Saturday. Oh, what Saturday? For what? No. You didn't tell him, did you? All right. He didn't say anything yet. Okay. It's okay. Are we outside? Like, no, I'm in my room. I'm at the crib. Bed's not made all the way. Excuse the stains. I'll be minding my business. You going to AC? Where's AC? Oh, you are always outside. Come on. I'm outside. Like, I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, you mean like little AGs? How he be like, we outside. Yeah, I'm outside like that. But technically, I'm in my room. I'm at the crib. Tom, what are you talking? East Coast. Nah, son. I think no. I think, Tom, you know. Text you. We talk about it later. Yeah. You just exposing me right now, huh? Nah. Nah. I wish. No. Nah. You said I don't see the ceiling. I'm not about to point up. Remember that episode of Fresh Prince when they was like, well, then who did this? And then they pointed up, it was like studio lights. That was a really good fourth wall. I think that's what that is. I wish I was, honestly, Tom. I'm supposed to be, but I'm not. God dang it, Tom. You know what, Tom? Stuff like that, you gotta hit your boy. So now I gotta explain myself. I don't feel like doing that. No, nothing happened. I'm just at the crib. Oh, tickets for Ventura on sale June 28th through the 30th. QR code's right there. Grab your phone, click it if you're in the area or like to even fly to place. I need to get my hair lined up, bro. I can't be in front of y'all not looking sexy at all times. Like, it's just like, you feel me? Like, I gotta be a baddie. You feel me? Are we doing real street? Not today. No. We're not doing real mountain bike or none of that today. Eventually, we're gonna do it, but not today. Today is just grinding on wine with Ronnie Kessner. But let me stop wasting time. He's waiting on the sideline right now. People, now there's these names of people that just kind of pop up into our lives, and then we watch them skate, and then they give us stoke, and you wonder why. And then you see the trick selection's decent, the style's decent, and the person's amazing. You know what I'm saying? And then they get into just this pinnacle level of just expertise in a couple years. Now you're like, damn. And then you're just a fan. They're already the bro, then you become a fan. You know what I'm saying? People, skaters, you may not know this boy, but you need to. This man, all right? World, Ronnie Kessner. Or the people that are here. Ronnie, damn, that boy's hair is on. Whoa!
What up?
That boy got Superman hair. Oh, wow. All right, son. I see how you giving it up. It's all good. How you doing, family?
I'm doing good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Man, I'm doing super good. Tom just kind of busted me out. Yeah, we had plans to do something, but some things are happening. So I'm not, if you guys had heard in the, I don't know if everybody maybe just told Tom, but whatever. We're here now. We're just gonna do this. Me and Ronnie are gonna do this instead. Okay. He said, is that Ryan Reynolds? It could be Oprah Winfrey. I don't think you're Oprah though. I don't think that's Oprah. Right. I'm willing
Might
to bet.
be. She could be in here.
Dude, just leave it pinned because if Oprah's in here, I'm lit. And if she's giving out cars, give one to everybody in chat and make sure it's a Tesla, but it doesn't have the charger part so that they all hate me, but they're kind of happy with the fact that I included them in the free car giveaway. Ronnie, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you? I'm having some issues with my headphones. It keeps slipping out.
Oh, like every time you smile?
Yeah, every time I smile, I gotta be straight faced, huh?
Bro, it's crazy. Just I don't like the lasagna that they made. And then you'll just be like that. There you go. Yo, so my boy, we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it. Where does it all begin for Ronnie Kessner?
New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, South Jersey.
South Jersey. So what is South Jersey like?
I grew up in a small town called Little Egg Harbor, and it's about 15 minutes from the beach, so it's considered the Jersey Shore.
Oh wow, like where the show is and stuff?
Where the show is, yeah, they're a little bit north of where I grew up, but yeah, Jersey Shore. And then yeah, spots are okay in South Jersey. It's not like too many good ones, but
Yeah.
Atlantic City's pretty cool. And then I would go to Philly a bunch and New York growing up. So kind of just always make the trek out to the bigger cities.
And then how did you get there? Were we going by car? Were the parents taking you? Like how are you getting to these?
Yeah, my mom would bring me to like every contest. She's super supportive. My parents would just bring me to every contest, uh and then my older brother skates. He's the one that got me into skating.
Okay, fire.
But we have a pretty big age gap. He's 20 years older than me. So
God damn.
yeah. So I'm the youngest of five. He's the oldest.
Okay.
And yeah, he skates and he got me into skating, and he sort of introduced me to, or not sorta, he introduced me to street skating. So he would film me like around town, and then I got a little bit older, like 9, 10, and then I would start going to Atlantic City, which was like my big trip was Atlantic City, which was like 30 minutes away from home. And then eventually start going to Philly. The first place I ever went to in Philly with him was FDR. So I was like, whoa, this is crazy. There's like graffiti everywhere and all these gnarly people. But yeah.
So you're talking 9, 10. When did you start? How old were you when you started?
I don't even remember. There's photos of me like on a board when I was like probably like 1 or 2, just like getting pushed down the driveway. I've kind of always been skating.
Yo, that's literally nuts, bro. Okay. So having a big ass brother basically, because 20 years different is insane. Did he do anything with skating like locally, or was he just like he just loved it, stayed with it for a long time?
Yeah, he I think like a little bit after I was born, or maybe like right around when I was born, he had he had 2 board companies actually. One was called Network,
Okay.
and one was called Mission. And yeah, they were just his company, so he would skate, also film the videos, like make all the product, everything, had a team, and they would just do trips down to like he's been going to Tampa Pro since Tampa Pro was a thing. So he yeah, they would just do trips down to Tampa all the time and kind of all over the states. And then when I was around maybe like 6 or 7, he had a skate shop in town.
Okay.
He had it for a couple years. So that was real early though. I don't have like the clearest memories of that. But yeah, he always was doing stuff like locally with skating, and yeah. Yeah. So
Who's
now
your
he's
brother,
like
son? How y'all just got all this stuff? You know what?
yeah.
I don't get into personal stuff. I'm about to be like, what your folks do? Because first off, they support skating. Then you have this brother that has these 2 companies, and like That's not something you hear very often. You
Yeah,
know,
um, yeah, like since our age gap is so different, I was just talking to him about this the other day. Faye's my mom. uh,
aw, shout
yeah,
out, shout out, moms. State,
yeah.
stop. Hey, state, don't be giving up. What you doing federal shit for? Calm your ass down. Talk about
uh,
people. Don't be giving up names. It's the streets. Anyways, go ahead, Ronnie. Sorry for my
I was
friend
just talking
State.
to him about this the other day because he had kind of a different upbringing than I did because my parents we have a family owned business, so they own a
Okay.
fireplace store. It gets cold out here, so they
Oh, they
yeah,
thought
it's self
ahead. That's some good shit. There you go.
yeah, so they sell fireplaces, but they started when my brother was real young. So they
Okay.
grew it into like what it is today. But yeah, he was hustling. He was kind of just doing his own thing, and then I feel like when I came around, my parents were in more of a position to be like, "Oh, like, well, my mom can just down to drive me to Philly to go to contests and stuff like that." You know, I don't know if he like fully had that, but um,
I just thought
yeah.
of something.
So
That's actually kind of crazy. Like, yes, your brother's a rebel because if they got a fireplace store, they burning wood all the time. He probably had a moment like, you know what, mom, dad, don't burn it, give it to me. I'm making boards and cut. Just ran away with hella firewood, took off down the block.
yeah,
I don't think it's the same wood. I'm pretty much an idiot if you think about it, but it's all good. It's all good. I'll live. But yeah, no, that's actually, bro. So they start this fireplace company, and what does that do? Like, we're I don't. How do you have a
uh,
fireplace store?
it's crazy, dude. It's kind of like it's just like having a skate shop, but your
Yeah,
items are not like $60, you know, like they're like
yeah,
more expensive. But so they're like located in this town called Manahawkin, which is a
mhm,
little bit north of where I grew up. It's like 15 minutes north.
yeah.
And then Manahawkin is right across the bridge from Long Beach Island, which is the Jersey Shore. That's like where the beaches are and everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, people that are on the island, like, they're all just rich people from New York or out of state, and they just have these summer homes, and they redo them every couple of years, and so they need
And they put in new
fireplaces,
like
and
chimneys and fireplaces, like
oh,
whole.
they do it all, yeah, their showroom's
Oh
insane.
wow, bro, that's actually beautiful, bro.
It's crazy. Their showroom is nuts. Like, it's my mom, I feel like, is more in charge of, like, the showroom and, like, decorate like, they have so many, uh, fireplaces in the showroom, it's insane.
That's so sick. I love people with good stories and good upbringings, like cool stuff. You know what I'm saying?
We're
Like
from a small town,
we all got, you know what I'm saying? But that's like a good idea though. Like, what y'all doing? Shit, I'm gonna start a fireplace. I ain't never met nobody with no damn fireplace store in my life. I met everybody. I have met everybody. My cousin set up a board for Dave Chappelle, but I have never
Wow.
met a person that family owned a fireplace store. This is new for me. I love that. So,
I don't think I've ever met anybody else either.
right?
It's, like,
That's what I was about
random.
to ask
Yeah.
you. Do you know anyone else that's like, hey, yeah, we do this? Or yo, folks just got that down pat. Like they don't, you feel me? Like they was like, bro, that's us, bro. You ain't.
Yeah, it became them for sure. Yeah, when they started, I think they were like my dad worked at a fireplace store, when he met my mom, I think, and then,
Okay.
yeah, they just my mom kinda pushed him like, we should open a store, we should, you know, like, try it out," and then I don't know how long it's been now. I'm probably gonna butcher
Torture.
it, but probably
Yeah,
somewhere around, like, 30 something years now,
that's
so,
insane, bro. That's so dope.
yeah.
So now this. Oh, hold on. I gotta get my angles right, son. There we go. I'm good. There we go. All right. So now there's a pair of pants on the floor. I gotta take those later somewhere. I ain't got no pants on right now. So you you go to this big Atlantic City trip, and are you and your brother go, and you say, are you guys clipping up at this point? Like, how good are you at 9 or 10? Like, are you just like the Grom with a helmet on, or like, are you actually figuring out skating?
I was clipping up.
Hey,
Uh, no,
okay,
I was like trying to figure out, I think, what I I mean, I don't even know. I was just skating whatever he took me to. So like in
yeah,
Atlantic City, there's a lot of the spots are kind of off of the main like boardwalk.
mhm.
So yeah, I'm for some reason what's coming to mind is like we filmed a part. We filmed a part that was around town. So it was me basically just like I like was probably 8 or 9 and I was like ollie in 4 stairs and like doing pop shoves on flat. Maybe I could kickflip, but they weren't looking too good.
Yeah.
And then I think I could fakie big spin. That was like my
Oh, so
that
you
was like
had it.
my one hitter that I had. Yeah.
Yeah, you
And
got
then
the Grom. You got the Grom special.
yeah, and then after that, we filmed a part where I went to this college called Stockton, which is just this college that's nearby, and they had
Mhm.
a few spots on campus. So we would go there and Atlantic City, and yeah, we have a part from that, and then it was just like I'm kick flipping like 5 stairs and things. Maybe I'm board sliding some things. I don't know.
That's super dope. So,
Yeah.
what made you want to film? What was that? What gave you
Uh,
that inspo?
I don't know. I remember like I think maybe just my brother like showing me. I think the first time we did it, I had no idea what we were doing. He would just point a camera at me, and then he brought me to his house one time to edit.
Oh yeah,
And I
he already
remember,
had bills. I forgot.
yeah,
He's
but I
20
remember
years
seeing it
older.
on the TV, and it was like I don't even know what program this was. I have no idea. He had like it was like a weird mouse thing. I gotta ask him about it. I don't even know what it was, and he was just on the
Yeah.
TV like I guess chopping up clips from the tape. I don't know what he was doing, but yeah, he edited it, put titles and the song, and I was like, "Whoa, I want to just do this better." Because he was like, "Yeah, you know, you tic tac there and tic tac," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't even notice that. I could change that." So then, like moving forward, you know, it's just like trying to get better and better, um, and then yeah, I mean, it just got more exciting going getting older and like I don't know, you just learn more tricks and you're going to like now I'm going to like 3 Block in Philly and
Yeah.
Love and you know, skating those spots. So I was like,
You
"Oh, this
skated
is like."
Love? You skated Love
Yeah.
Park?
Yeah, yeah.
How was that experience?
Uh, got to skate Love a lot later because when I was young, it was a bust. It was you couldn't really you would go, you'd show up maybe like 10 minutes, get kicked out. Um, but then later on, like the best time ever was when I was about 16 or so, and I had just gotten my license, so I would drive to Philly with my friends, and we would just go we'd go after school,
Mhm.
and we'd go skate spots around the city, and then we would end up at Love at Night, because at the time, you could pretty much only skate Love at Night.
Yeah, when everything closed, like, around it, right? That was, like, the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, and
But
then,
then
like,
it was sketch
Ishod
though, right?
so yeah, a little sketch,
Yeah,
not too bad, though, like, no one bothers the skaters, it's pretty chill there. Yeah,
okay, that's fire.
yeah.
You said Ishod did what?
Like, I think the year that Ishod filmed all those parts, like those sabotage parts at Love and
Yeah.
everything, like, that was, like, probably the most influential time of, like, my life because I had just kinda gotten my license, so I was starting to go to Philly, and
Mhm.
I saw him from when he was super little, so, like, skating X Park in
Yeah.
Philly or, like, outside of Philly, and, yeah, so just seeing him do all that and then being able to go drive myself to the same spots and film, it was insane. It's like, it
Yeah, it
was
was
the
like,
best time ever.
"Let's get it"
Yeah.
type vibes. So, going over to Philly, who's filming you now? I'm pretty sure now that you're 16, are you still with bro? Do you get your own crew? Like, what's the level at then when you start skating Love and all those places?
Uh, yeah, so I think I skated a lot with my brother maybe until I was around, like, 14.
Okay.
And then, he just wasn't around as like, he wasn't as like, he was only free basically on the weekends.
Yeah, because he's, like,
Um
60 at this point, so it's
uh, yeah, he just has responsibilities, you know? So
Yeah,
at that point when I was 14, I had some friends that had their license, they were 17, so I'll just hop in with
yeah.
them or, like, see if they could pick me up or whatever, and then, we would go to Philly, and my one friend, Mike, uh, he films, and, yeah, we would just go out and he would film some stuff, and then I think I had gotten a GL2 at, like, a long time like, my dad had bought one and then didn't really use it, like, cause he was
Yeah.
I don't know, filming stuff, and he was like, "Ah, you could use it," and we would use
He's
it,
filming fireplace
and,
content with a GO2?
I think, yeah, he honestly, I think might have got it for, like, showroom commercials or something, I don't
He
know.
thought. He thought.
But yeah, he
Shout out
thought, but
Hawk.
no, that was, like, definitely the camera we used for a while. It was, like, the worst audio and everything, you know, but it did the job, so,
Had a really good
um,
color though. I remember the color of the GL2. I used to love that color.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it was, like, alright, just really bad audio.
yeah, horrible.
Um, but yeah, skated with my friend Mike, he filmed a lot, and then started skating for, Connetic skate shop,
Okay.
which, uh, is in Delaware, but they had a New Jersey location for a little bit, and, that was sort of my first I would say, like, my first real project where they were like, "Oh, we're making a shop video, and Jake Todd is our guy." And he had
Okay.
just made a video with, like, Matt Militano and Kevin Lidke, and, like, a bunch of local guys at that time, and that video, I watched that video every night religiously for, like, just every single day, and because I wanted to skate those spots, and yeah, Kevin Lidke he's just a rail chomper when, he was younger, and I really just wanted to skate rails, so I would just screenshot everything or, like, I don't even know what you did at that I guess screenshot, yeah, probably.
Yeah, well, yeah. You
I
were
don't
trying to
know.
you're probably taking mental pictures. See, that's the
Yeah,
thing with us. We forget certain technology wasn't around. We actually
yeah.
took mental photos or, like, would pause stuff and yeah, how did you get that? I can't
I don't
even
know,
bring
I think I just knew I'll meet up with Jake, and the first few times we're now, I'm like, "Oh, I wanna go to the rail Kevin Backsmith," or whatever, and he would just take me there,
Yeah,
and it was so fun because at the time, I was so excited to skate with Jake and super excited to skate all those new spots, so that was, yeah, I skated with Jake for a few years, actually. It was a really good time.
it's actually savage. Now, so these early days of Philly, you get this chance to make this shop video, and they asking you for a part, for some clips? What's the agenda for you?
Yeah, it was a part.
Okay.
I had a part in that video, it was called Silk, and,
Silk?
yeah, Silk. That was, like, some of the first trips I took down to Richmond and, uh, North Carolina.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's like going
we
the
did
other
it
way. So
yeah,
instead of
we
going
went south
up,
we went
yeah,
south, I think we went to Boston maybe once, which is north, so we
yeah.
did a few trips for it, and, yeah, that was really fun filming that part. I was, like, really hyped to be a part of, uh, just a video like that. All the guys that skate for the shop were, like, ripping, so
That's actually so sick. So after this part comes out, you're part of this shop. You're already doing all these contests, you say. Um, how successful are you in the contest world at the young age?
locally, I feel like I did alright, but, like, every time I would go out to Dam Ams or Tampa Am, I never really did too I did alright in a couple like, they used to have Dam Am Atlanta, and
Mhm.
I would do pretty good in that one, I just really liked the park.
Yeah.
Um, and then I think, like, 1 year in Tampa, I just missed finals, like, I did pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, but, yeah, I'm not too great at skate contests.
Was that like the dream originally? Is like, oh, I want to win the contest, or like how was it coming up? Because
Mm,
when you have the support, this is the thing about the street skater is like when you have supportive parents, you don't have to like be out in the world. If they like take you to the park, it's like easier to get to those contests. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's the part that's missing. Like, hey, I need to go to this. There's nobody to take you. You're like,
yeah,
dang.
yeah, yeah. I liked skating the, like, local contests, I think, a lot, just, like, more comfortable,
Mhm.
and I think it was pretty quickly that I realized, like, oh, contests because for me, I really, really liked watching Tom Asta and Ishod skate because they were, like, the 2 local young kids that were, like, obviously
Gonna
gonna
make
do
it.
something with skating. Yeah, so I would just watch everything they were doing. I was more so just like, I wanna be able to kick flip crook like a shot. Like, I wasn't worried about, like, "Oh, I need to gap back lip the rail every time and, like, win the contest,"
Yeah,
you know? So, I was
yeah.
more so just paying attention to what those guys were doing, and,
Okay.
yeah, I just wanted to skate Philly, really. That's kinda all I wanted to do, yeah.
What's the earliest skate video you remember?
The first video I ever saw was The End and Dying to Live the same night. My brother gave me 2 VHSs, and I watched them. I didn't know what I had no idea what was going on, but I watched those 2 videos.
Yeah, no, yeah, those videos are dangerous. Both of
Yeah.
those videos will have you jumping off some shit. Like Jeff Hardy
Yeah.
used to have us in the living room trying to fucking swanton, kind of goddamn swanton bomb. So
Yeah.
now you you're at this point with this crossroads mentally. Well, like, all right, I'm not gonna sit here and be super consistent. I want to skate the streets. I want to have a good style. Obviously, if you're watching Tom and a shot. Um, and 16, 17, the part comes out. So now this is coming to fruition because ever since I've saw you, you had this style. Now, how did you focus on making sure your skateboarding looked correctly? Did you try like because Miles Silva's this to me, like almost like they say like kind of like how do I put this? people used to try to say like fake steez, but I think he was working on getting his body a certain way because now it's natural. Like I think
Mm.
he put so many years in doing like the whole knee thing and body thing. I swear, bro, because now he doesn't do that anymore, and his skateboarding's like
He's
his flick is
structured.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same thing with Twan, bro. It's like Twan forced his arms to be down. He's huge. Like that's a
Yeah.
big dude. So it's like, but it made it like natural. So for your style, which is like super like calm and stuff like that, what did you do to get it like that? Just skate it consistently or
Yeah, just
do tricks
skating,
a
I
lot?
guess. Just skating, I guess, and trying to, I don't know. Yeah, just seeing people that have a good kickflip or something, and I'm like, "Oh, I wanna kickflip like that," you know? I feel like actually more of that was I think during my teenage years, I think I focused more on just getting better, and then when I moved to California, when I was 18, I moved to California, and I got you're just thrown into a bigger pot of everyone's better
Yeah.
than you kinda thing, and I think everybody I saw had a great kickflip, had a great switch flip, could switch tray, just do and I'm like, "Oh, I've only been thinking about, like, backsmith and rails. I didn't even know, like, my kickflip sucked," or whatever, you know?
Or wasn't a certain way. Yeah, yeah, no.
Yeah, yeah.
So you come out to Cali at 18, this is pretty much a little after the shop part, like maybe a year or whatever, right? So what was the decision to come to California? Were you like, hey, I want to skate for a living? Did you come out here for school? Were you just trying to get away from like the not having many spots and a lot of traveling? What was the real decision
Um,
to come out to Cali?
yeah, I think, I don't know. I think I just my brother would kind of always tell me, like, "You gotta go to California," and we had taken maybe 2 or 3 trips, like, just for, like, a week at it. He would just be like, "We gotta just go out there, and I just want you to see how different it is," because in New Jersey, I don't really know how it is today, but I could bet you it's probably the exact same, but growing up, like, they fight so hard against skaters to get skate parks built, or, like, there's no like, every push that gets made for a skate park to get built or something like that gets shot down. So, my brother
What?
and, like, even the ones that we have, it's like, they're not good, and the cops will just drive by and you get kicked out if you're not a resident of the town or if you don't have a helmet on, like, it's
What the
crazy.
hell?
Yeah, it's pretty it used to be like that when I was growing up. I don't know
Um,
if it's a little better now, but,
say police, what y'all trying to do? Oh, no, sorry, that's another side of
yeah.
me. That's another side of me. That's another side of me. Sorry.
But he just was like, "You gotta go to California and just see, like, how different it is," you know? And I remember going to, uh, I think when I first went out there, we skated in San Diego, so we went to a few different parks, and it was mind-blowing because it was insane that kids could just grow up skating a park like that, 5 minutes away from their house, and 1, for the most part, is probably safe, and you don't have to wear pads, and that's it. It's chill. Like,
The
I would
weather's
drive,
nice
like
all the time. You can skate
yeah.
300 you can skate 300 plus days a year. These California kids, man, they got it easy.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah.
happened to me. I don't know what happened to me. I had it all. Actually, no, my skate park sucks. It's horrible. It's dog shit. All right. It's terrible. So, what is the earliest time you remember coming to California? How old were you guys when you came over here?
Oh, man. Uh, we did a trip maybe when I was, like, 12,
Okay.
and we skated, it was pretty quick, I think. We stayed on, um my brother has this friend, Pat, and he's my brother's age, so he's been in my life my whole life, you know, because so
Yeah.
I always would look up to him, like, he has beast hard flips, like, that was his thing,
Yeah.
and, he moved out to California to, I think, go to school for engineering or something like that, and,
Fire.
yeah, so he had already had a place, he had an apartment in San Diego, so when we went out to California, we just stayed on his floor, um, and, yeah, we filmed, me and my brother filmed, we went to, like, Carlsbad Gap and just looked at it. I didn't skate it. I was so little, but yeah, we just looked at it, and, but I don't think I understood at that time, like, "Oh, this is Carlsbad Gap, like, this was done, this was done, this was done." I was more just, like, looking at it like, "Oh, cool, like, it's big, and we're in California, and everybody skates everything." Like, um,
That's
but yeah,
nothing.
we filmed some tricks, and then, yeah, and then I think we came back on a trip maybe a couple years later, and I was a little bit better at skating, so it was more fun. I was able to skate some stuff, but yeah, California was always rough though in my head, like street skating, because I couldn't really do too much.
Yeah,
Like the bar was always like we'd get somewhere, and even as a little kid, they'd be like, "Oh, this was done, this was done, this," and I'm like,
I can't do
well, I want to
nothing.
I want
God
to
damn.
back an idiot." Like, yeah,
They're like,
um,
yeah, good luck trying to get a clip at this thing. Guy Mariano came here. It's
yeah,
over. Spot's
yeah,
done. It's
yeah.
dust. Shane Oniell here. So, moving to California at 18, do you go straight to Long Beach?
No, I moved to San Diego
San
for
Diego first, sorry. And then
yeah for
so you're
about a
there.
year.
Yeah, so then that first year, you stay
Yes,
there.
yeah. So at this point, our the homie Pat, he's like fully set up in San Diego now. Like he's got a wife, kid, house. Like so, he was like, "Hey, I have an extra room. You can just come and crash and like figure it out, pretty much."
Wow.
Um,
That's a
so
good
my brother hopped in the car with me. We drove across country, and we stopped, skated along the way. Went to like
bro. How do people
south.
be doing that, son?
Went to Atlanta and went
How do
over.
doing that? How do y'all just be driving
Bro,
across the country, bro?
I've done that like probably 15 times.
Bro,
It's
what?
yeah, it's crazy. It's so
Almost
fun
threw
though.
up. Almost threw up. I just do
It's
it.
fun. It's fun when you're with the right people. I've done it really fast too, and that sucks when you do it in like 3 days. It's terrible. It's so bad. You gotta take your time.
How? Okay. Is the fireplace business doing good? Why don't you just get a flight, son? What are you doing?
I need a car in California. I need to be. I'm like moving there, you know. So,
That's true. That's true. That's
uh,
true.
so I go to San Diego because I think that's where you got to
It's that.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then actually the first
It's just the
right.
zoo and Wes Kramer, bro. I don't know who taught
Yeah,
everybody that San Diego. Shout out to SD because there is some spots in some unscathed, untouched spots out there and a good scene. It's not the case for the come up though. Everybody in San Diego is content. They're fine. You go to San
hmm
Diego, it's like you go to San Diego when you're like, okay, we're over it. We're done with LA. We've moved far out the way. You either go to the dust of Riverside or you go to the luxury of just like SD. We chilling. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So you thought that that's the place to go. You end up there.
yeah, and because like everybody when I was in high school, I think is when like the Tom Asta, like, Black Box era was going on, so I
Mhm.
knew, "Oh, he went to California," and, like, Dane Bur all these other guys went to California, you know, so I was like, "Oh," or it's not California, went to San Diego, so I was like, "Oh, that's
Yeah.
where I gotta go." And, yeah, so I get there and didn't know anyone, didn't have, like, really any plan, I just thought, like at the time, I was getting shoes from DC and boards from
Okay.
Element, more from,
Fine.
like, East Coast guys. So I
Mhm.
thought, "Oh, I'll just go there and just talk to the team managers, and they'll just, like, switch it up, and I'll get stuff from them." Thought it was easy like that. I don't
Yeah.
know why. I didn't know anything.
It's all good.
Yeah, so, uh, my homie Blake, like, 3 days before I left to drive across the country, he was like, "Oh," I ran into him at a contest actually, and he was like, "Oh, I'm about to fly to California. I'm moving in, with this guy Steak, John DeLorenzo, and Kevin Love." And I knew of Kevin Love because he's from North Carolina, so I'd done some trips
Okay.
there, but I
Yeah.
didn't really know him. I was,
Like
like,
that. Yeah,
super
you
in
don't know him personally. Yeah.
yeah, I was super intimidated by him because he's gnarly rail skater, and, like, I was like, "Oh, he like, I don't know if I'll skate with that guy, like, he's intimidating." And then,
It hurts.
yeah, and I thought it was one of those things, like, he was like, "Yeah, hit me up when you're out there," and we just wouldn't link up, but I hit him up, I was like, "Yo, I don't really know anybody, like, what are you doing today? You wanna skate?" And he's like, "Oh, actually, I'm going to, PQ, the skate park." He's like, "I'm going there with Steak and John and
Yeah.
Kevin." So I was like, "Alright." So I pulled up, and me and Blake are talking, and, like, Steak none of them knew that I was meeting up with them, so they were kinda, like, cool not cool guy me, but they were kinda like
No, talk it. Tell him. Tell
yeah,
Steak.
yeah.
Tell
Yeah,
him.
I thought yeah, Steak, I thought he was, like, this mean guy, like, 'cause he's kinda, like, over there, like, looking at me, you know, like and I'm just kinda like, "Ah, I should probably introduce myself to him." I don't know, like and then at the end of the session, I, like, say goodbye, and they're like, "Oh, like, I didn't even know you were with us, like, what? Like, I didn't know you came to link up." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Ronnie." And I'm kinda like, "We should skate, you know, like, let's go film." And, they're kinda like, yeah, you know, I don't know you," kinda thing, and I had a lights in my car like, I brought lights, so I
From
was
the
like
oh wow.
yeah,
Okay.
so I was like, "Well, I got lights, like, we can light stuff up," and they were like, "Oh, you wanna okay, yeah, let's light some stuff up. You wanna stay
My
on the
boy had a
floor?" Like
bargaining chip. My boy had a
yeah,
bargaining chip. He was like, "You want to be my friend? I'm gonna make you my friend. You
yeah,
want You want to be cool with me? Okay, when you can't skate at night, I can skate at night.
Exactly. Yeah, it worked. So now, yeah. So then I moved in with, or didn't move in. I stayed on their floor, but I ended up staying on their floor for like a year. They were so cool about everything, and we
Fire.
would skate together all the time. And yeah, I think the one thing I realized though is like they, I don't know. Yeah, like I just felt like there was more that could be done. So I was like, I feel like I should maybe go to Long Beach and try to, yeah, get with guys that are skating for Element
Well,
maybe or something.
well, who gave you that advice to go over to LBC?
I think I was having a rough time, like, adjusting to, because I was in San Diego, but I had come and gone a couple times. Like, I would go home and be like, "Man, like, I don't know why I left," kinda thing, like, just missing family and, like, spots and just being comfortable,
Yeah.
and I was like, "You know what? Like, I'm gonna give it one more shot, and I'm gonna move to Long Beach, and if I don't like it, then I'm just gonna move back east." And,
Yeah.
yeah, moved to Long Beach, and that's when I met, like, Ish and Tyson and got to meet Jamie a little bit more and just, like, that whole crew, and I was like, "Whoa, alright, there's, like, kind of a lot of people up here that are doing it, and there's a lot of filmers and
Deep.
photographers." Yeah, so you go to Cherry, and it was insane. You had, like, you could go out with anybody you wanted, so that was what was cool about it that those early days for me in Long Beach.
Bro, that's like when I first started hearing about you, because that's when I started like hanging out and skating with Ish, and like I already knew about those dudes like from like the contest stuff and like them dudes coming around like either damn amps or whatever, right? And then he used to be like, "Oh, I live with the homie Ronnie." That was like the first time I started hearing your names. Or
Mm,
like everybody used to be together in the LBC, like I'd be like, "Hey, where y'all
yeah,
staying?" Like he'd be like, "I'm with Ronnie and John D'Lo and all those dudes." So it was a lot of y'all.
there was a
Okay.
lot. Everybody thought I was from Florida 'cause, all of them are from Florida.
Bro, I thought you was from Florida.
I know.
Until I swear to God, I thought you was from Florida. I was like, God damn it, Florida has everybody. And then you were like, nah, son, I'm like from South Jersey. I don't think you said, I think you said just New Jersey. And then now
Yeah,
later
yeah.
I know South Jersey. Because what's the point in the specifics? I don't know what that town is
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
It's small. There's a fireplace store there. So when I and then you're with all those dudes. And so when you're coming up though, are you? He said we accept him. All right, Steak. He had to have lights first, Steak.
Yeah, steak. Come on, man.
Ronnie's a good guy. You should have off rip been friends with him. You need his lights. Anyways, so you're skating Cherry. It's almost like freaking. It's like skateboard high in Long Beach though. At the same time, it's
Mhm.
like everybody's clipping. Spots are almost like kind of blown out, but everybody's. It's still a good vibe though because people are still trying to tackle. Because it's like the guys that don't live in Los Angeles but are willing to get clips every Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh,
So
yeah.
does your level of skating just shoot up being in Long Beach?
Uh, I don't know, kind of. I think, yeah, I think I was a little bit more, like, dialed in because I was just paying attention to there's just so much more good that I was used to. So I was like, "Oh, like, he can just do this every try, and he can do this every," and everybody was so different. Like, John skating with John was, like, not even comparable because he can just knows my nollie flip every time, and I've, like, done 2 in my life. Like, so it's it's just not even, yeah, it's not even, it's so different. But I think, I don't know. I think I had a hard time, honestly, because it's really hard to come from a small place, and it's like culture shock almost. When you get there, you're like, "Whoa, like this is
Yeah.
way crazier than I thought, way harder than I thought."
A lot of
Like,
familiar faces too. Like a lot of like, that's
yeah,
him, that's him. So who's some of the craziest guys that you just woke up and had a session with at Cherry?
I actually was just talking to my dad about this the other day. That the I remember the first day I moved to Long Beach. This isn't even I didn't even skate with him, but I was getting breakfast or something, and I looked out the cafe window, and I seen John Dixon walking his dog, and I remember tripping out. I was like, "What? Like,
What is this place?
he's just around here? Like, this is
He's,
crazy."
he's normal. He's a normal dude.
Yeah.
After that switch flip, he just walks his dog. Like that's what he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Wow. So they're stoked there. Um, and then when you see things like that, you're like, okay, this has got to be the place. It's busy. But then it seems like you're saying like the skating didn't shoot up for you. Um, like you had a lot of small town vibes. So you're just like, you know what, this is a lot. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think it was, sometimes I feel, like, comfortable now. Obviously, it's been a long time. Been living in California 10 years, but, yeah, the first few years figuring out, like, kinda what am I doing? Like, am I staying here? Am I moving back home? Uh, you know, like, how possible is it that I'm gonna be able to actually, yeah, get on
Do
Element
this.
or
Yeah.
whatever, like, you know, at the time. So, like, that was a big thing. You just kinda go it you just can't help but think about it, yeah, so, little scary, but then you'd get those little the glimmers of, like, you get a clip, you know, and you're like it was something
Let's
that, like, you've
go.
never done before, and you're like, "Oh, okay, like, so this could work, yeah, maybe," you
This
know?
is sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got this. I got this. And then you got
I
like a
got
little
this.
drought, and you're like, you know what? Drive back across the country and you tell
Yep,
State,
exactly.
I'm grabbing my lights. I'm out.
Yeah.
For gas mark. How much does
Mhm.
gas cost to get across the country?
Dude, now it's probably insane. Now it's probably pretty crazy.
Days you were doing it though.
What'd you say?
The days you were doing it. How much was it?
I couldn't tell you, I haven't done it in a while. Couple $100. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane, bro. You could tow your car. You just
Yeah.
that much.
Yeah,
So
people have yeah.
so now Element is obviously supporting you for a while when you move up to Long Beach. You have been on there for a while in DC as well. Um, and a lot of those dudes live down there. But where does it kind of go for you where you're like, all right, maybe not, maybe not this? When does that kind of happen?
I feel like it took a while. Um, 'Cause yeah, moving to Long Beach and then being around them was one thing, but then also trying to, like, get your foot in the door, but not seem super thirsty or, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah, like, uh, just got to meet a bunch of the team, Julian and Nick and all those guys, like, they were so cool, like, Julian just shot me his number, I remember at Cherry, and was just like, Come skate with us," you know, and then, like, I think maybe a couple years later, uh, Ryan Lee started working for Element, so that
Yeah.
was awesome because it was, like, cool, I get to go skate with Ryan and Mason and Julian and just whoever, you know, I met Jake Darwin at that time too, shooting
Mhm.
everything. So that felt more like, oh, this is like happening. I'm going out with them and went on a couple small trips too here and there. So yeah, it felt really good. And then I think just some internal guys started leaving. And
Yeah.
that's just usually a telltale
That's when it
sign
started.
that like,
That's
yeah,
when it started to collapse. Element is probably one of the best precursor companies of all time. Like the talent that it's brought out. I think Bam's the only one that stayed his entire life and made a crap ton of money. But, and there's a couple other guys, but it has brought out the best skateboarders in the world. Like being a part of Element is like something I think that's so special for that time too. And then things start happening, business, this, that, and the third. But it's the like you're on the same team as Niger, you're on the same team as Evan, you're on the same team as Mason. Like that full length video that comes out that's like an hour long. What's the
yeah,
name of that?
peace.
Peace. I have it on my phone, son. Mason put out one of the craziest parts ever. It just left. He's like, I'm out, son. I'm going to real. Like, and then for a lot of guys, I think I don't know who they love so much, but right when he left, they was like, I'm gone. And
Yeah.
for you, what was
I think I
the
actually, I mean, I wasn't on. I was just
getting flow?
still
Yeah,
like flow at the time.
yeah,
But yeah, I think I left before all of that actually went down. I think I left and then uh I think I seen like Mason or Evan left right away. I don't know who left first, maybe Mason.
yeah.
Um but yeah, it happened like maybe it was like weeks apart. It was pretty close.
Mhm.
Cuz yeah, some like the glue was gone, you know, like the people that worked there in the just in the office weren't there anymore. So it just wasn't the
Fam-
same.
family kind of split up. So, are
Yeah.
you now you're sponsorless at this time when you leave?
Well, I had I mean, we'll get into it, I guess, but I had an opportunity before I left. Like, it just came around at the same time,
Mhm.
because Darwin, was just he was staying with me a little bit. He would come to the States. This is before he moved to the States, and he
Okay.
would just
Yep.
hit me up to stay with me.
So Jake's
And,
crashing with you, and then you're just like bonding
yeah,
with him.
yeah, yeah, Jake's crashed with me. We've gone out, we shot a couple things, and he was poking around asking how like, "What are you thinking?" Because people had left, you know, and he was like, "Are you gonna stick around? Are they gonna have they said they're gonna do anything with you?" And at the time they did. They told me and Ish that we were gonna be, like, the next up.
Yeah.
Um, and, yeah, I told him I wasn't too sure. I was just gonna ride it out. I didn't have any other options.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I think he knew that Shane was going to start a board company. So I didn't know Shane yet, but
Beautiful fruit.
yeah, right, yeah, exactly. Right after we had that
Why
conversation,
does Australian dude keep staying at my house, son? Shane got 2 cribs. What are you doing here?
yeah, um, yeah, Jake's the man. He like it was so cool getting to meet him just through the whole element thing. I'm so glad that we were both there like at the same time, and I
Yeah.
got to because I could have just missed that, and got
Right?
involved right after or something. And, like,
Yeah.
thank God.
And then
Um,
they like push you forward and you just stuck on Element forever. No, I'm sorry, Element. I love you. I do. I got Element stuff. I got Element board under my bed. I'm not talking no mess. Me and Ronnie are nice. Anyways, so
yeah,
you bond with Jake. This board company's about to start. And then
yeah.
but
Yeah, yeah. So Jake's poking around, and then he sends a link of my footage to Shane, and then Shane hits me up out of nowhere, pretty much. And I was just like, "What? What? He's asked me to skate the yard. This is crazy." Hits me with like a follow, like go, just yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, come skate the yard whenever." He like commented that on a post one time, and I was like, "This is not normal," because he doesn't
nope,
do that to anybody. So
nope. He don't even know how to talk.
yeah,
I
but
know him.
he's one of my favorite skaters, so I was like, "Of course, I'll be there. I'll be at your yard. We're gonna go." So, yeah,
100%.
went skated the yard for a session, and then I think he might have hit me up maybe another like a week later or something, or could have been longer. And he was just like, "Hey, you want to come skate the yard again?" I was like, "Yeah." And the second time I rolled up, it was just him and me. That was it. And I was like, "Oh, what is
Mafia
this? Is
style.
yeah." I was like, "This is scary." um, and then that's when he broke the news to me. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna start a board company. Can't tell you much about it, but what like what's your situation like at DC and Element? If you want to be a part of this, you can, kind of thing, and just think about it." So,
You just
um,
living out my dream, ain't you, Ronnie? I
it
want to
was,
be in that.
dude. To be
I want
honest,
to be
it was such a trip. I never would have thought that he would like. I don't know.
add you
Yeah,
to that globule. I mean, bro,
yeah.
like honestly, bro, I'm telling you, you're a really humble guy, which I respect about you. But bro, you're a fascinating skateboarder. So, like you said, you're
Thank
working
you.
on yourself. You're working on yourself, and you're like, oh, I want to have a good kickflip. I want to be consistent. I just want to get these tricks. But it's like when you watch you skate, Ronnie, like, bro, it's really good stuff. So Shane went after everybody that had it seemed like just really, really dialed style. Like even to Noah
Oh,
Leif.
Noah's amazing.
Oh
Yeah,
my god! Oh my god!
he's my favorite. He's
Oh
so
my god!
sick.
Oh my!
Yeah,
Who is? He looks like if
just
Caillou just went to public school and just started growing his hair a little bit and start thugging in the streets. Like he's so good. And then you're in the backyard getting mafia style straight into this new company with Shane Oniell. But I know since you're like already you favor him, you're like, bro, this is no brainer. I'm gonna do whatever's going on. But then what's the situation with DC? Like, are
you.
they
Yeah. To be like, yeah. He pretty much was asking if I was down to do the whole board thing, but like he wanted me to give him an answer. I think with not much information. Um,
yeah,
so he's like, go to DC, tell them you're gonna do this, be a part of this thing, but like, don't tell them the name, don't tell them whose company it is, don't tell them who's gonna skate for it, everything. So I'm like, bro, like I don't know if I got it like that. I don't know if I can go in there and just be like, yeah, I'm skating for a new company, like put me on, kind of thing.
yeah.
Um, so I talked to Jimmy Alselford at the time, and
Mhm.
had told him I'm gonna skate for this new company. Can't really tell you much, and he pretty much said, I need to know more. So I talked to Shane, and he's like, all right, tell him it's my company, whatever. So I
Yeah.
did, and he was still kind of like, all right, I'll see. Like, I'm gonna see if I could talk to the guys. And then he ended up, we had a long phone call, and it, yeah, it didn't seem like it was really going anywhere. So I was like, all right, you know what? Like, I think I need to switch this up. And
Yeah. Some
Shane,
movement needs to happen.
yeah. So Shane was asking me, he's like, oh, like, um, who would you want to skate for? Like we can kind of make whatever you want happen. So I knew Chad and Levi from Skating for Element, and
Yeah.
I was a big fan of everything they were doing. And Jake had just started working for them at the time, maybe a little bit before that. So I was
Okay.
like, oh, all my friends are there, and also, probably know Dylan Christopher.
Yeah, it's
Um,
my brother.
yeah, so he like, dude, shout out Dylan. At Element, he really hooked me up and looked out for me and
Wow.
introduced me to Cole. Like Dylan has really been in my corner for real. And
Okay. Yeah, I've known Dylan since I was like 14.
yeah,
It's a
he's the
long
man.
time.
So
I'm not gonna do the
he
math.
he was my avenue into meeting everybody at Element, really. Like Dylan was the guy that plugged me with everything. And
Oh wow.
he then at the same time also went and worked for New Balance for a little bit. So when he was
Mhm.
at New Balance was when I started getting shoes from them. So it felt really good because I had Dylan there, Chad, Levi. It was literally Element, you know. I was like, oh, this is
Yeah.
my family. Like I love these guys. And yeah, just we did New Balance and yeah, I'm stoked they were down because they were in a position where they didn't have any AMs and they had heard Shane was starting a company and they had faith in it and um, yeah, grateful that they were
S-
down to let me get involved.
So now we've been on April for some time, right?
Now, yeah,
How does it feel to be a part of April Skateboards, bro? Like like what is the true feeling of everybody on your team is fascinating at skateboarding? Everyone.
it's yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty wild to think. I said it before, but yeah, it's crazy to think I'm in the lineup of those guys. You know, it's like
Yeah.
they've all done so much, and a lot of them are so legendary. It's like
Yeah.
pretty insane. Yuto, Shane, Guy, like it's nuts.
Yeah.
Um, it's just trippy getting to skate with Shane in person a lot of times. When he's like in it and he's going off, it's pretty wild. You just sit down pretty much. You know, you can't even. You're just like, this is nuts.
That is the most pretend shit that's ever happened in the world. It's pretend. It's
Yeah,
fake. It's not. It's not AI. It's really happening in our lives, but
yeah,
it's pretend. Like there's no way a human's body, feet, and life can think of those tricks and then
yeah,
do them. Like, you know what I'm saying? You do them too. You do some stuff. You got some tricks, but I believe your tricks. They're so hard to do, but I know that they're real. Guy finesses the planet. Like he just figured out a way. Like I've been doing this for 58 years, so I know how to. Shane is a goddamn like a program on a floppy disk,
hmm
and it's complex. So, but like you know, you are on this lineup for a reason, though. I want you to realize, like, just watching your recent New Balance part, I shouldn't have said their name. They don't pay me; they pay you. But watching your recent part, you're you're definitely super gifted at skating and an eye for it too. Like when I even seen like the 50, the pop shove 50, the torque that you use to get on that pop shove back 50, like not a normal person. Are you paused? Or are you just calm?
no, no, I'm here,
Damn. Whoa, that was
dude.
crazy.
I'm trying to make sure this thing doesn't fall out. It keeps
Nah, you good. You good. That was insane.
yeah,
That was you got still pose. But yeah, no, like the finesse on that and like you almost like your eye for curating skateboarding. I don't know who's like helping you adjust to that or do that with you. I don't know if that's just you, but bro, you're like you did it. And I think
thank
it's
you.
because the guidance of an older brother, the Long Beach, and then being around all those dudes. Did Guy have any influence on your like trick selection and stuff, or do you get or
Uh,
Shane? Like, who kind of helps you curate what you're giving to us nowadays?
I mean, the last project was, uh, I mean, thankfully, I had the ability, like it was all me,
Okay.
because there was no product attached to it or anything. So the deadline was basically just whenever I like felt it was finished.
Oh, that wasn't a
Um,
new one. Okay, you're right. Okay, I got you. Yeah,
yeah, like it was a New Balance part, but there wasn't like a product or anything. So it was nice to have that, and I'm not really sure if I'll be able to have that again anytime soon because I think that's pretty rare nowadays.
yeah.
To not have less like a set deadline, you know.
Mhm.
So it was a gift and a curse because knowing you have the time to craft something that you want to be pretty happy with. I mean, obviously, you always want to be pretty happy with it, but usually there's a deadline. So you're like, oh, it comes up, and you're like, well, this is what I was able to get for this project. Like, here it is, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
this one was more like, cool. I really want to find, you know, yeah, a pop shop back 50 that's different and kind of unique, things like that. But yeah, mainly just I'm influenced by uh I would say Shane and Ishod. And I love East Coast skating, East Coast spots. So trying to mix, I think, more tech skating and then skating like East Coast spots together for me it was like is like enjoyable to watch. So like I think that was kind of my goal was like yeah, like film a kickflip into a bank, but then also like try to I don't know, big spin back to a heel flip or something.
Yeah,
Like
where
put them
are most
together.
of these spots? Because I don't recognize a lot of these. Where are most of these at? Where'd you film for a chunk of this?
Uh are we in real time right now? Like so big flip back to a big spin?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's in Detroit. This is in LA.
Yep.
Um this is in New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is
LA.
LA. This
LA.
one's in LA, obviously, yeah. That one's in Cincinnati, I think.
Okay.
That's in New Jersey. I
Nice.
just went there today actually to look at it. That's
LA.
LA.
And this
And then this is
Texas.
Texas. Yeah, so a lot of states trips. Did a lot of like trips to in the states. This is LA.
Okay. Fire.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, um, Ronnie, bro, I can't tell you enough how I like people that understand this shit, bro. Like I need it. Oh man, I need it. All right. I need it. But now I want to ask you something, sir. Even though we've kind of heard who your favorites are, who is on your Mount Rushmore of skateboarding?
Right. I'm gonna say Shad for sure. Number one, Shad.
100%.
And then I'll say Shane
Mm.
Reynolds,
Mm.
and I'm gonna go a little different with this one, but Bobby DeKaiser.
Ah.
Throwing him in there, yeah, because I just like,
Ah.
yeah, his I love his spot selection, and he's the only I don't know if this is a bad thing to say, maybe, but he's the only manualer that makes me want a manual, if that makes sense, so
Ooh. Yeah, John. Ha!
I
Little
just
kid.
can't I can't, like, nose many nollie flip. John's, like, so tech.
It's not possible. I understand. I know what you're
I
saying. It's like
can't do
not
it.
fun. You see,
Yeah.
Bobby, you get a little like, oh, maybe I should try that. You see John, you like,
Yeah.
I should stay away from that as
Yeah.
much as possible because it's hard. It looks difficult. Sorry, he's so good, bro. I love
He's
John.
so good, it's insane. Like
Bobby's also hella messed up good too, but I
oh,
knew
yeah.
exactly what you meant when you said it. You didn't even have to tell your boy. I got you. I got
Yeah. Like,
you. Now,
I hate trying manuals. I absolutely hate manuals, like, I can't
no,
really do them.
no dice. It's no
Yeah,
dice.
I just can't really do them. I have, like, 2. I can, like, switch flip Manny and switch flip fakie Manny. Those are the only 2 I can do, but I can't, like,
Okay,
nose
so
Manny, nollie flip, or
gonna throw out two of the hardest manis to do.
no,
Switch,
no, that I don't know why I can do those 2, but that's
switch for
it.
mani is so hard. I've been trying to switch for mani for like literally 5 years. Like I cannot do it. I have a super nice switch flip. I can't switch flip mani. It doesn't.
Well, you gotta do a bad switch flip to switch flip Manny, basically. You
I
gotta, like,
know, bro.
rock it. Yeah, yeah.
But that's the thing too. Is like also like when you try to lean back, it doesn't do it. Like
Yeah.
I always go like I'm gonna go nose manual. And then I can't switch flip fakie manual either. Like I just fall. I'm fat. I'm huge. I'll fall over. It's not body shaming. I'm just saying it's my truth. Now I want to ask you this, Sir Ronnie. What is your favorite X Games moment, sir?
I don't know if I have, like, a specific one, um, but a huge I'm assuming he probably won a couple, but
Mm,
my Sheckler has won a
yeah,
couple, right?
yeah,
Okay. So
yeah. Ryan's
that
won
air
some.
that era of Sheckler winning all those contests, like, yeah, that was like my that actually was probably the reason why I wanted to skate contests was
Ah,
when he was winning X Games and winning contests like that because
mhm,
he seriously was the like thing that because I always skated when I was little, but I
yeah.
think seeing him in like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and the little clips you would get when you'd see him like kickflip, I don't know that like 13 or what 16, whatever it was, and like as a
17.
little kid,
Yeah.
17, I remember being like, "Whoa, he's like me. I want to be like that in like a couple years, like when I'm 13 or whatever."
Ronnie, I might as well tell the world. I'm gonna look at the camera too. I'm not gonna look at you. I'm gonna look at the world. I did the same thing. I used to watch Life of Ryan with my mother. I love Ryan Sheckler. I talk so much
Yeah.
shit about Ryan Sheckler now because of how much I love Ryan Sheckler and that he didn't do yada yada. That's the only reason why I talk about Ryan. He broke my heart. He broke my
Yeah.
heart because I was, you know what? I had a dream, Ronnie, when I was little, that I would grow up, get into the skateboard industry. He would do that trick. I'm not gonna bring it up no more because it hurts. I had a dream, Ronnie. And then Ryan Sheckler, because all the hate he went through, I watched him. He had to cry. He had to deal with everything. And I was like, you know what? One day, me and Ryan Sheckler is going to get gold chains, matching Escalades, and just flex on the world. And we're going to carry around the cover of him backside flipping stuff, right? I was like, this going to happen. Every night. It's my dream. And it did happen. Broke my heart. Messed everything up. All right? So when you say Ryan Sheckler winning and good, yeah, that
was a good era.
It's a really good era, a really good time, and I like that he was winning and he was signing. You know what I'm saying?
He was doing it.
He was doing his damn thing.
Yeah.
The RS, right on your yada yadas. You feel me? So it's a good time. But you know what? This is what I do before I freestyle. I am going to go ahead and give you some more kind words, even though you're sitting comfortably in the house, bro. You know what? Like, I kind of try to tell people that skateboarding gets stale at sometimes. There's people that haven't done different or even different good. Now, mind you, you're not trying to invent tricks, but when I watch you and the way you do them is so pinnacle in the correct way, that's like nice. Like I enjoy your level of skating. And then you do stuff like big spin, fakie 5, fakie heel flip. And then I'm like, oh, what the hell? Like brain just get kicked out. Bow. You know what I'm saying? So the style is so good and so flavorful. It's like a really nice touch to everything that we have going on. And I appreciate your parents. I appreciate your parents and your brother supporting the dream and carrying you this far. And the team you're on, bro, you deserve to be there. I know you're looking at all these legends, but they looked at you and wanted, like, you know what I'm saying? Shane literally secretly got you in his backyard. He could have killed you and dipped, went back to Australia and hid because he talks to no one. Watch out for him. He's too quiet. It scares me. But that's another conversation. I'll call you about that later. So, but yeah, Ronnie, I think you're an important pivotal piece to the stylish skateboarders that exist in the world. And you are going to remain. And we're stoked on whatever you do. 100%.
Wow. Thank you.
Of course, brother. So now I'm about to freestyle. You got to listen to it. Where's it at? Where my beat? Play it, producers, in the background. This is I Forgot's beat. That's what it is. What's the topic, Ronnie? What's the topic? What y'all rap about?
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Bacon, egg, and cheese. I go to the deli. I wake up early morning because I hear it rumbling, tumbling. I gotta go eat, so I grab my skateboard, kick, push down the street. I walk inside the store, I say, what up, give me the bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm trying to eat real quick. I meant quick, but I'm so ridiculous. The way that I'm spitting this, the sandwich better be delicious.
Hey.
And then I go to the house, paper plate, cause I ain't messing up the dishes. The bacon, egg, and cheese was all up on my wish list. Give me another word so I can get ridiculous. What else, Ronnie? Hey, just tell me something else. Just tell me
Jersey
something
Shore.
else. Shout out to Jersey Shore. Need I say more? You was over there with Big Bro on the skateboard. You got bored, went across the country. You went to San Diego, said you getting to the money. But you was like, I'm going back. These people too hungry. And then you know what? You was like, I'ma just stay. You went up to the LBC and seen everybody skate. Was at the restaurant, just chilling, eating hog. You seen John Dixon, he was just walking his dog. And then you went to the park. You got the Stilo, linked up with my boys, Steak, Taj, and John D-Lo. He was doing, you was like, man, that's not me. You was on the legend, so you had to get with Shane E. Shane Oniell, the real deal. He is too crazy. He's too skilled. He started April. Hey, and then he wanna cut a deal. He said, go to Element in DC, tell him what's real. You say, hey, bro, y'all better really hook it up because Shane Oniell wanna bump me up. He was like, I'm leaving. I don't need a reason. I'm with Shane Oniell guy and everybody. We hot as chicken seasoning. I'm too
wow.
Why?
Hey.
Tupac, come back and sign me. Oh, all right.
That was crazy.
I know I'm different. I'm really like, it's the last 2 freestyles have been something else. I feel like if Drake just trusted me to write the Kendrick Lamar diss, I would have got at him. I would have won, son. This one ball is sucking on this nut. Okay. All right, Martel. Wait, why'd you start the beat again?
You ever just have a blank day when you go to freestyle?
Nah, I don't. I actually know I've had some, but like if I'm really like I got, why is the beat playing? I don't want to rap again. Pure ponage. Okay. Shout out to you, Marcel. I kind of like this dude. I like when people talk crazy about me. It's fun because I sit here and I don't care. Well, this is Grind and Unwind 54. Ronnie, I want to say thank you for coming through last minute. You guys know that we just set it up at the last second because somebody literally left it in the comment on Tuesday. I needed to have you. I was already going to have you, but I didn't think it would be this soon. So I appreciate you.
Yeah,
everybody that watched X Games. Hey, the tickets for Ventura on sale right now, June 28th through the 30th. There's going to be a QR code. Go ahead and scan it. Cop your tickets. Ronnie is actually hosting something this weekend. Would you like to plug it, sir?
Yeah, throwing an event in Atlantic City at Sav Skate Park.
That's what AC is.
Okay. Yeah, AC. So pull up. It's on Saturday. We're going to start around 3, giving out some food. And we got some tunes and some prizes. So
there you go. There you go,
come
man.
through.
Appreciate you, family. Have a good one. Stay safe. Stay skating. Stay creative. You belong. Peace.